Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. My name is Derek, and today I'm joined by,
Karen.
and we're going to be discussing what's happening on GH this week. Time to roll the credits, and we'll get into it. What is happening on this show?
This I don't know. I think everything's gone crazy, and I'm like, I really want to trust the writers. I want to think they know what's happening.
Yeah.
I want to think they know where they're going. I want to think that there's amazing payoffs for all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, if this week didn't test my patience.
It was rough. It was
Rough.
a rough week. After last week being such a good week, I was like, this is not what I was expecting.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. All right, well, let's start with the good stuff. The Portia Brad stuff was good. I enjoyed that.
Okay, I'm a huge fan of Perry Shan. I think his comedic timing is incredible. And the way he delivered those papers to Portia was just oh, look at what I have found. And I was just like, oh my God, brilliant.
I honestly expected Brad to be a little more conniving, but I think the way he did it was perfect. I really liked it.
He even gave her the option, right? He presented the mistake and he's like, do you want me to report this as it is? Or, let's play the let's make a deal game. And, even then she had time to get herself out of this. He gave her the opportunity to get herself out of this, and she just dug her grave deeper.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm into it. It was good.
I'm into it too.
And I don't like the fact that she went to Curtis and confessed. I thought that she would keep it a secret, so that was kind of a surprise.
I like that in a way that it shows that maybe she has a little more faith in their relationship than she did previously.
Right.
But also I can't see this ending well for them.
No, and I mean, I'm sure Curtis appreciated her honesty, and he said he's going to be there for her, he's going to cover for her. But I was hoping that, it would blow up their marriage like you thought it would. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah, but I feel like if they blow up their marriage, what has Curtis got left to do? They just got rid of Marshall, and he's not really interacting with Trina, which is weird. And he's mostly just a Quartermain lackey at the moment, which is unfortunate for such a good actor.
Right.
Canal's great.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Sam.
Kill me.
Right.
This whole thing, kill me. My heart breaks.
Who's going to be Lulu's donor? It's Sam. Sam's a mad because she's a family member. She's makes sense.
It's possible. It's possible for non-family members to be a donor. It just, first we had the super sad disappointment of going through all that trouble to get Lucky to find out he's not a match. Then the throwaway of, okay, Ethan's not a match, which sucks because I was like, oh, maybe they could bring Ethan on. And then it turns around and we knew it was coming. But to find out that Sam is the perfect match, right? Because she passed both tests and now she wants to do this. And then make us watch her stand in front of her children and tell them this is going to be no big deal when we all know it's the end. Ugh.
Right.
I hate it. I hate watching that little girl go, Mom, you going to be okay? And I'm like, I know it's dramatic, but at the same time, it just seems cruel.
It does.
And also, it's going to turn the brothers against each other because if one mother has to die for the other one to live, that's messed up.
I agree.
I also think she's not going to die on the table. I think she's going to get in a car accident because she was so upset with her sisters. And then she's going to die because remember they said Lulu, sorry, I shouldn't be predicting, but Lulu, they said that there was something else going on. And I think it's that she needs probably more than a liver and she's going to end up with all of Sam's organs.
I mean, I think you're onto something for sure. I think Sam survives the liver transplant, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, we'll see.
I think there's going to be a twist. That's my theory, but
if there's no twist, that's a huge missed opportunity. I did love watching her try to tell her sisters that she was going through something like this. and having Christina make it all about her, and then have Molly react to that, and then have everybody yell at both of them as if they're equally at fault, which is the dynamic, but it pisses me off.
No, Christina's at fault. Molly was just reacting to her bullshit.
Right. Right. Exactly. And
Yeah.
Alexis is just like, I don't know why we can't all just sing Kumbaya.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, did you just hear this woman refer to My Baby by Adela, the name she picked out for my baby she was going to steal? And I'm supposed to sit in this room and be okay with it. No.
No, and Christina's not even sorry. Like, that's what kills me. She's not even sorry that she was going to take Molly's baby that she promised her from her.
No, she doesn't even think she's wrong. Like,
No.
she doesn't think she's wrong. She doesn't think anything she did is wrong. And now she's super delulu because she admitted it was an accident to Felicia, and now that's over. Now it's all Ava's fault. Everything is Ava's fault. She had no part in anything. She did nothing wrong. And I'm like, get her some therapy immediately, because she's clearly not going to the therapy sessions.
No, Christina needs a lot of help, and we'll get to the scene with Rick, Christina, and Ava now,
right?
Because Rick,
genius,
Rick was going to tear her apart on the stand. Like, he literally just did it in the restaurant, and she reacted.
Yeah. He, you know, it's a situation where you're like, oh, you're going to poke the bear. He didn't even have to poke the bear. He just had to be in the room with the bear, and the bear freaked out. Like, Christina has no emotional regulation whatsoever in this situation.
No, not at all. And she fell right into Rick's trap, and Molly even said it, like, what do you, like, you just gave them ammunition against you. Like, you know,
it was, because it was funny because, and first off, Ava should go free, but she did not push her out the window.
No,
this is nonsense. She tapped her arm, and we're all trying to rewrite this eight ways to Sunday. But that still should be suing the hotel for a crappy window, because there's no way you can go through plate glass like that with a love tap like that. You tripped, you fell into a window, you go out onto the sidewalk. That would be the window, not
right.
Stupid. Anyway, we all know that. We all talk about that on the boards. We're all out there complaining about it. It's really an insurance situation. But like, I loved how Ava sat at that table while Rick provoked Christina into a ridiculous reaction, and Ava did not react. She stayed calm and reasonable and watched the fight like it was a tennis match.
Right.
Love that.
Yeah, love that for her. No, I mean, the trial is supposed to start pretty soon, they said. So I think Ava's gonna go free, and I think Christina's gonna.
I think this is a waste of time. We all know it wasn't Ava's fault, so this isn't a case of Ava doing something bad and getting away with something bad. The worst thing that Ava did is react to what Sonny did to her by using the only legal way she had to win custody of her daughter, which is shady but admirable in the situation. Most people would do anything for their kids. She's no exception. So I don't feel like this trial is going to give us the drama that we want. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm over it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a waste of what's Christina's real name? Kate. It's a waste. What's her name?
Kate Manzi.
Kate Manzi. I think it's a waste of her incredible talent.
I agree.
Because she's really killing it, but ugh.
She's a very talented actress, because she's made me really hate Christina, and I've never really with her before. So
I was on Christina's side for 90% of this. Like, for 90% of it, up until she went to Ava's and fell out the window, because we know she didn't get pushed, but she tripped over John Cate's bag and fell out the window. For anyone who wants to remember what actually happened, Mandela effect. It's now she was pushed, but until that moment, I was mostly on her side because I thought TJ was being ridiculous. I thought, like, it was a little ridiculous with some of the behavior that the couple was like, basically like, Christina, you need to stay in a glass box until you have our baby. And then I realized, like, no, maybe they were right, because then the first time she was out of pocket, she went through a window.
Right. And I don't think TJ was wrong either, because he knows Christina's unhinged and isn't responsible.
He was real crappy about the way he went about interacting with Molly and with Christina. He handled that all very poorly. It reminds you that he is a young man.
He is.
Yeah, because he could have tactfully done that because he's an excellent doctor. I'm sure he does a lot of things, that, but that was just poorly handled.
It really was. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. Sasha and Holly, this big reveal that Holly is Sasha's mother.
Don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
I don't believe it. I don't like it. I don't believe it. I don't know why we're doing this.
Okay, here's my rant. Sasha has been on the show since 2018.
Sure.
She has not once interacted with Holly.
Ever.
Since Holly's had 2 or 3 runs since then.
Mm-hmm.
And she has not interacted with her once.
No nods. No winks.
Sasha had mentioned when she came to town that she was adopted.
Mm-hmm. By the Gilmores.
Unless she made up that last name.
She may have.
Right. Okay, as far as Robert being Sasha's father, doesn't make any sense. Robert was dead from 1992 to 2006. We longtime viewers remember. We know.
We always know.
You know
Wikipedia exists too. General Hospital has an extensive Wikipedia and its own webpage.
Eric and I were talking about this. It makes more sense that Bill Eckert is Sasha's father
and it makes more sense that Robert is Ethan's father. But here we are.
Exactly. Yes. It doesn't add up. The details don't add up.
Listen, you know what?
We didn't forget.
I'm used to this. I love your rant, by the way, but I'm used to this because every time they said that, like, Drew was around at the same time that Jason was a baby and Heather was raising them. And I'm watching that right now. Where is the baby? In the basement?
Where's Drew?
In the basement?
Well, didn't they say that she gave Drew to Betsy Frank to raise with Franco? That's what I thought it was.
I think that's what happened, but no sign of this baby ever existed.
No.
The possibility of Franco existing 100% could have happened because Heather and Scotty were very much having a relationship off and on through those years. So it would have been fine if, I don't know. It's just weird that Susan had twins and didn't want to cash in on that because that was like how she got down.
She want to cash in on that. That makes sense. Unless she didn't know and Heather took the baby and let her.
How?
I don't know.
How? So anyway, that's the same thing we're running into now. So I'm with you. I feel like this doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. Please make it make sense.
Yeah, I mean, the only way it's going to make sense if Robert's not the dad. That's the only way it will make sense to me. And I'm a fan of, revelations, returning revelations, whatever, as long as they make sense in the show's history. This one does not make sense.
I don't get it. And it also makes Holly look worse. And Holly shouldn't look like she's a spy. She runs cons, but she should get the same Luke Spencer treatment because that's how Luke was. And he's a well-loved, well-beloved character. Mm-hmm. And Holly's the same way. So why are we now kind of almost giving her villain treatment because of her behavior that is exactly the same as many of the characters who have been praised on the show? Holly's a great character. Mm-hmm. And this is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad Amazon
knew that Holly was her mother was even weirder. It would have been better if like she had just found out that Sasha was her daughter or vice versa. Like, it doesn't make sense that Holly knew the whole time and that Sasha knew the whole time.
What was that weird throwaway line about David Vickers?
Oh, because they were conning David Vickers in Lambview, and that's the last time she saw her.
Yeah. What was that about? Why are we bringing David into this? I
don't know, but so I was like, you left me holding the bag in Lambview. And I'm like, okay.
It's like, why are we making One Life to Live like suckered into whatever this storyline is? I mean, are we going to maybe see David Vickers? That would be awesome.
Is Ron Carloviti writing the show again? Like, what's going on? Because he used to put One Life to Live references all the time.
I kind of miss Ron. I do. I really liked some of the weird stuff he would do.
I did like his work too. But yeah.
I've liked them all. Like I don't know. I'm confused at the storyline. Maybe it'll have an awesome payout. I'm not on board right now. It seems too weird.
I'm not on board unless Robert's not the dad.
I don't think Robert thinks he's the dad. He was like, sure, we can get a DNA test. Why not? And she's like,
and that's the other thing. The DNA test that Sasha intercepted, that Felicia ran on Cody.
So if anyone's watching this and is familiar with the test that Felicia said she ran, is it a possibility that someone who is an uncle to uncle to the one they're doing the paternity test, would that come up? Because she said she didn't run. Felicia said there were no percentages, just a yes or no. And I don't understand that, because I thought they just ran your DNA markers and they would tell you the percentage of whether or not you're related. In which case Sasha would have come up. Oh, so what I wanted to know was, like, I'm just not familiar enough with the testing that they would have done that would not indicate that Sasha was related to Mac, just not father, son, father, daughter.
Because Sasha used her own sample.
Sasha used her sample.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And compared it against Mac.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who would be her uncle.
Correct.
So why wouldn't... Allegedly. So why wouldn't that come up? Like, how does I know Felicia said it was a yes or no test, but is that how they do the testing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. I haven't been on Maury COVID in a minute.
She only, when she did the test, is only if it was 100% match, not a partial match. When she
said it was no percentages, yes or no test, and I did not know if they did that. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing either. But okay, so Holly was trying to explain this to Felicia and Maxie, and Maxie's not buying it. Like, Maxie thinks Holly's lying, as we all do.
Maxie does not seem to like Holly at all. She seemed more annoyed at Holly than anything, and I guess she's on Team Mac, because Team Mac is like, keep Holly away from Robert. And Felicia is just like, no, they're perfect. They should be together. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Although I love Holly. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel about this incarnation of Holly. I did think she was hilarious during the whole Sidwell thing. But now they've like dragged her into this, whatever this is.
Yeah. It was, and then she had later confronted Sasha. She's like, why wouldn't you ever mention that you were Holly's daughter? Like, why do you keep that a secret from me? I thought we were friends.
I feel like that damages their relationship. And her answer is like, I just didn't want to be Holly's daughter, so I didn't bother to bring it up. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a weird twist. It's a weird twist. I want to see how it plays out. Yeah. I don't like it. I can tell you that.
I don't like it either. Well, I don't like it, especially because it makes no sense in the show.
Math not mathing.
No, the math don't work. Math ain't right. All right. So we talked a little bit about this, but I kind of wanted to touch on this. This is technically the last Davis Girls scene when Sam. We talked about it a little bit.
Yes, let's talk more about it.
Okay. I do want to talk
more. Go for it.
So Sam lets them, Alexis, Molly, and Christina, know that she is going to be Olivia's donor and that she is also able to donate. And then Christina starts going off with her bullshit. Like,
she calls the baby Adela.
Yeah, and then Molly reacts and says, you see, you just played right into their trap. Like, Ava's going to get off and it's all your fault. And Sam's had it and she storms out, as she should have. And Molly, after Sam leaves, Alexis says, you need to come together and, like, figure this shit out.
No. No. First off, I'm with Sam. Sam was like, I'm about to do something crazy and dangerous, and all you guys can do is not get over your crap. So I got that, because they couldn't put their issues with one another, which are not small issues, by the way. Every time Alexis tries to play that down, it drives me crazy. Yeah. Because I know she just wants everyone to get along, but that's insane. This situation is insane. So when she says, fine, I'll deal with my own stuff, obviously, because neither one of you can stop dealing with your own crap to give a crap about me, I'm out. And she storms out. And then Alexis is just like, see what you guys did? And I'm like, oh my God, get family therapy. Just
They really need it.
They really badly. And you know what? Who doesn't? Molly. Molly needs to be left alone.
Yeah, Molly is the voice of reason. She always puts people in their place in that family, and I absolutely adore her.
I do love it. I do. I love Molly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm frustrated for her because Christina could have not instigated that fight. Christina could
Mhm,
have not got into that fight with Rick, which was so funny because
mhm,
immediately Christina's like, "Well, your father is the problem." I'm like, "Everyone's the problem but you, sweetheart. Everyone's the
mhm,
problem but you. You're crazy, running around town screaming, not listening to anybody but yourself.
mhm,
Insane." And then she does the thing by throwing the baby in Molly's face again by calling her Adela. Like,
mhm.
what are you doing? And why wouldn't Alexis be like, "Stop it there," instead of waiting until Molly reacts and then yelling at both girls as if both girls are doing the same thing? That's
Yeah.
nuts.
See, now, see, Alexis, I don't know what her mindset is, but when she
All
just
my girls should get along. We're a family and everyone should work it all through together as a family. That's her motivation. 100%.
correct, but like she doesn't react until Molly reacts. So why doesn't she react when Christina reacts? Is she just not afraid to say something?
Because Christina is weak and she needs coddling and she's fragile right now because she
Mhm.
had a miscarriage and she lost the baby and
Well, you know what?
her
That
life
doesn't
is
seem like
really
a left
sad and we
really
need
proud.
to wrap her in bubble wrap and
Yeah. It's time to get, it's time to some hard parenting Christina needs right now.
therapy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so let's talk about Violet. Finn is out of rehab, and Violet is going to be moving to Seattle with her father.
I
Um,
hate this. I love that little girl.
I know. I love her too. She's a sweet sweetie.
I
Yeah,
think her contract might have been up. And
yeah.
without Finn,
Mm,
what are you going to do? He either has to die off screen or he has to
mhm,
come back for her because that man wouldn't abandon his daughter. Although a lot of men on General Hospital tend to abandon their kids for decades at a time. He's
mhm.
not that type of guy. So I think they were kind of backed into a corner on that one. Storyline
Yeah,
dictated because you got rid of Michael Easton. Sadly, I thought Michael Easton was going to come back. I was really excited. I love him.
yeah. I didn't. I kind of knew that wasn't in the cards, and I know Rebecca Budding's at Bold and Beautiful, but I would love for her to come back as Hayden. I always liked Hayden, but
I don't know. I'm kind of like I love Rebecca Budding and I like
mhm,
her as Hayden, but
mhm,
I guess the last time she was on, I guess I wasn't invested in their relationship because I
mhm.
kind of liked him with Liz, so I didn't really want to.
Yeah, I didn't like him with Liz, so I guess
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
liked him better with Hayden, but
I liked Liz better with Franco, but they killed him.
I liked Liz better with Franco too. Yeah.
I thought it was really well handled, her
Mhm,
being upset and sad and leaving. And I did like that Brooklyn remembered that they should call Tracy.
yes.
That was
Mhm,
crazy. If they didn't call Tracy, that would have been
and
nuts.
Tracy would have been very hurt too, so I'm glad they did that too.
I'm glad they did that. I also like how Brooklyn is just, she became kind of very attached to Violet. She's always been really attached to Violet, but more motherly towards her. And now she's
Mhm.
devastated because she keeps raising other people's children and then they keep getting taken away from her.
Yeah.
And that's
So sad.
sad.
So sad. I mean, and then Violet's like, "Oh, well, maybe you'll have a little kid of your own," and I don't know. I mean, I don't think Brooklyn and Chase are ready yet. I mean, I think they will eventually, but
I have a feeling this is leading to her not being able to have kids because of something
oh,
that
I
happened
hate to
early
see
on.
that.
Because
Yeah.
it just feels like they're putting a lot of pressure on the situation for no reason. So I don't know if it's going anywhere or it's just kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
are they going to get pregnant? And it's just kind of like, babies are boring. No offense
Mhm.
to like story wise, they're just most unless they're stolen or swapped or something. It's
Mhm.
just a baby, and after a while, it's like Ace. You just have the baby off screen because babies can't be in storylines for too long.
No.
Just babies are boring. That's why they always Quartermain send their children to boarding school.
Yeah.
Where's
And
Leo, by the way?
I want to touch on this before I forget because I feel like it's going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu's ventilator was tampered with, and they almost lost her.
Yes.
And I have a theory on that, but I'll discuss that in a little bit of speculation. Um,
Um.
but
Yeah, that was intense.
it was intense, yeah. it was very interesting. I wonder where they're going to go with that, and I feel like that's going to be very important.
Who is trying to kill Lulu? I wonder. But like
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah and Liz saved her.
Yeah.
It was great because Liz had a really nice interaction with Lucky over at Laura's, because she was obviously watching Ace, the baby that's off screen. You don't see, because babies, nah. So
I wanted to mention to you that Lucky has showered and looks great.
He does look great. You know what looks great on people? Cleanliness. I'm glad he's not greasy anymore.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he didn't leave town, because he didn't air all week until Friday, so he's still around.
Yeah, I'm glad he has showered. I did like their interaction where they started to relax around each other and start teasing each other again. He did mention a Nurse's Ball performance, which I remember. When they did Jailhouse Rock. It
or early 2000s.
I have no sense of time.
Like 98 or 99, I think it was.
I'd be more likely to answer a question like, did Lucy end up in her underwear that year? Which I think she did. Because Lucy's like my full focus during the Nurse's Ball is always on Lucy Coe. That's why I was so angry the year that they had her trapped in the cabin and wouldn't let her go to the Nurse's Ball. I thought that was horrific. Very mean. I did not like that. I was so upset about how Anna was talking to her. I'm like, she's done the Nurse's Ball for like decades, and you took that away from her.
The Nurse's Ball. Why wasn't there a Nurse's Ball this year?
I don't know. I don't remember it.
It didn't happen.
I think there was too much going on with this swapping
and this is the 30th year anniversary of the Nurse's Ball. So
yeah, well,
why did they not have one?
I don't know, but if they eat turkey on Thanksgiving, I'm gonna riot.
I mean, this is the 30-year anniversary of the Quartermain curse too.
If you break that curse and let those Quartermains eat turkey, I will never watch a Thanksgiving episode again, because it's no fun without it. I mean, we were talking about the Thanksgiving episodes, and I was just like going crazy because I was like, remember this year where this crazy thing happened?
Well, we recently watched Thanksgiving 1992 for our GH90s coverage. And
goodness.
And I was like, they're eating turkey? Really?
Not yet. 94.
Like, okay, it was 94.
That's the year that Lucy Coe gets Sigmund the Duck. So it's a wonderful year. It's a wonderful year for Quartermain lore.
Yeah. All right. So I liked these scenes a lot. The scenes between Tracy and Laura. I really enjoyed those.
Laura had a long period where she was trapped in her own mind.
Yeah.
And that was tough on me, because I really love Laura. I think Laura is one of the best female characters on the show ever. And that was really tough. And Tracy really stepped up and parented Lulu when she really needed to. I don't know if you remember, but she got pregnant by Dylan and had to get an abortion. And
you remember that, yeah.
Yeah, all of that was like, Tracy was wonderful during that, because Tracy can be wonderful, contrary to how she treated Sasha this week. But she can be loving and warm and wonderful. And it's funny because Alan was always like Lila and Tracy was always like Edward.
Yeah.
And Edward can be very sweet sometimes. Once a year. Yeah. So Tracy's the same way. And when she takes you under her wing, she's tough but fair. And occasionally crazy, because she's a Quartermain's in the blood.
Yeah.
But I did love those scenes. I got very emotional during them, because I just thought having someone stand there and tell you did a good job with their kid when they couldn't be there for them is really...
Yeah.
Laura just treats everyone like family. She just adopts everyone.
And I like that Tracy and Laura have like a closeness now. I think that's really great. And
I think Laura sees it as them like being a special brand of person, having been in love with Luke, who is a mercurial character.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good. Those were good moments for sure.
I loved that a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right. What else didn't we touch on? We touched on.
Well, once Sasha found out that she might be related, she basically gave Cody a big old kiss.
Mm-hmm. Oh
And my mom's like, "That's a goodbye kiss." And then she pulled away because he tried to get a little frisky, and she just kind of like dipped because
Mm-hmm.
she had to go to Robert. And I liked how Robert reacted. Robert was like, "Yeah, let's get a DNA test. Let's see what's up. I mean, it's Holly. You
Yeah,
know,
you
I
never
expect
know.
her to lie to me. I expect her to hide things from me. So let's
And
get this done."
they're using the WSB lab, so
Well,
Holly's.
they were going to use the GH lab, but
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't sure about using that because Holly can get access over there. You
Yeah.
know, she's got friends over there and she could sneak around and do her Holly thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he just calls Jack Brennan and he's like, "Yep, we'll do it by end of day." He was just so matter of fact about it. I kind of love that about him. He was like, "Well, let's figure it out."
Yeah.
He was probably like, "I like Sasha. If she's my daughter, that would be cool. I mean, Matt got a secret son. I can have a secret daughter. Why not?"
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know? More Scorpios, baby.
Yeah, more Scorpios.
I love
It make
Scorpios.
no sense.
Doesn't make any sense. I guess if I'm on any team, I'm on team Maxie. So
Okay, so we were talking before the podcast. I like Karen's Celia Quatermain theory that Holly's saying that she's her mother to cover for Celia. So
I love Celia Quartermain. If you can
Mhm.
get a hold of episodes when Celia was on, she just kept getting herself in the most ridiculous situations. But she's
Mhm.
Holly's best friend, and they went to school together, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Possibility.
And here's the other ick factor: if Sasha is
A Quartermain.
Quatermain,
She dated a Quartermain.
not even that, but like if Sasha was wait, no. Okay. No, that's right.
She dated Michael, but
Yes, you did.
they wouldn't
Mhm.
be as close because Celia is Edward's brother's daughter. Like, so
Right.
it's from the other side of the family. So they would be further apart cousins.
Right. Well, if Sasha was Bill Eckert's daughter or Luke's daughter, she would also be related to Michael through Carly. So
That's messed up. I keep saying this. I'm like, it's getting too close now. We need a new family line. We need some fresh blood injected into the show because everyone's related to everyone. But like,
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, Celia dated Jimmy Lee Holt back in the day, and Jimmy Lee Holt was Edward's
Edward's brother.
illegitimate son.
Oh,
So
son. Okay.
yeah, Jimmy Lee Holt was Edward's illegitimate son, and
Oh, like
they
Justin.
they
Okay.
slept together. So
Mhm.
they were like half cousins.
Yeah.
Too many cousins. Cousins dating cousins.
And I saw on another podcast that in New York it's legal to marry your first cousin. So I was like, okay, because
In a lot of states,
they're
it
talking about
is.
the same thing. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
in a lot of states it is. I think you have to agree not to have children or something. I don't know. I don't think
yeah.
it's a I don't think I would marry any of my cousins.
Mm.
No offense to them. They're lovely people, but we're related. So
No thanks.
I don't know. I don't know. Every time you look at your cousins, you're just like, these are just bonus siblings. Like I can't see them as like
Yeah. All
It's
right.
it was a weird week. There
It
was a
was
lot
very
of
weird.
weirdness. I love anytime Maxie shows up because Maxie is like the audience's point of view all the time. She's just like, "Why is this happening? Why can't this be normal?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Jocelyn and Maxie are on the same level.
I love them so much. So much.
Yeah. Okay, so we didn't talk about Tracy and Sasha. You touched on it a little bit earlier. So
Oh yeah. Wow. That was
yeah,
terrible and horrible. Oh, we didn't even talk about Cody's storyline this week
no,
because
we didn't.
I don't really care about it. It's weird that it even
Well,
came up.
Cody wanted to buy Serenity, which is Dominique's estate, his mother.
$6 million.
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Oh, wow, that's really nice.
Mhm.
I guess I can't get that."
So Sasha decides to take it upon herself to ask Michael for the money.
Well,
And
first she suggested that Cody ask Tracy,
right.
and Cody was
Mhm.
like, "Tracy is my friend, not a piggy bank, and I won't be doing that." And she's like, why don't you come up with a business plan and then offer it to her as a business opportunity? And he's like, I reiterate, Tracy is my friend, not a piggy bank. And then she goes to Michael, and Michael is so nice about it. He really didn't have to be. That was just wrong. She should not have done that.
I agree. And then Tracy said, next time you do that, it's going to cost you your job.
I understand why she did it. I understand why she said it. Did she have to be a monster about it? No. But I also get it.
I do too. I think Tracy took it a little too far, but at the same time, I kind of agree with her.
I think she was extra harsh because, like, she's a servant. That's a rude word. Don't really want to use in the case of a character that we love, but she literally is one of the household servants. She's one of the help. And for her to come in and ask the son of the woman who employs her for a down payment on $6 million. What do they put? 20% down? That's a lot of money. For your newly found boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's nothing appropriate about anything I just said. And Tracy's right. Like, I hate when people say know your place, because that's a really ignorant thing to say. But you should know what is and is not appropriate in that scenario. And she tried to trade on her friendship with Michael to help Cody. And she meant well, but it was a bad idea.
Right. All right. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Please make this Holly storyline make sense.
Please. Thank you.
Also, let Sam do one last ballsy thing before they murder her. Like, I hate losing legacy characters. I just hate it. I also feel like this has been terrible for Kelly Monaco, and to watch her character be downgraded from badass to housefrau was like really rough even for me to watch. And like, I'm not always the biggest fan of Sam because she's a little hypocritical most of the time. I do like her when she's in Davis scenes. She is one of the voices of reason for that mentally ill family.
Yeah.
So I'm really going to miss her in that case. I also think this is going to be horrific on her family, and I guess that makes for good drama. But I miss when soaps were more like there was a more balance of fun to the sadness. I don't want to go through a big sad storyline. Not for Sam. I would like, man, if she just went out blowing up on something after she killed a bunch of guys, I was like, yeah. But this is like going out with a whimper.
I know. Not what she deserves.
I don't think so. I'm gonna again have faith in the writers and see where it goes, but I don't know. I feel like they're still cleaning up loose ends from other writers, and I don't know where they're going with some of this stuff.
Yeah, especially when they pull things that don't make sense out of their ass.
I am enjoying Lucky, so I'm not gonna be too mean, because there's a lot I am enjoying about the show. I always think there's a balance of storylines you're loving, storylines you're hating.
Or there's definitely things I'm still loving. So
much as I hate this Molly Christina storyline for how crazy it is, I love that it brought Rick back to the canvas. I love seeing Rick in scenes with Ava and with Liz and with Molly. I love it. I love having Rick back.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the highlights of the last few months, is having Rick back.
I love Rick. He's great. I loved him when he was on the first time. I was always Team Rick, even up until when he kidnapped Carly. And I was like, you know what? I can roll with this.
Didn't she kind of deserve it at that point, I feel like?
Maybe. No, nobody deserves to be kidnapped. Come on.
No, I don't remember that, to be honest. I was in college when that happened.
It was very funny. You should go back and watch it if you can, because I love when characters I like become a little bit unhinged.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out our Patreon for more exclusive content, and we will see you next time.